Hello and thank you for checking out my video. Today I want to talk about the vlogging camera from Sony, which is called the ZV1. A few months ago I posted a video about the ZV1 and how you can address some of the main weaknesses this camera has, which are the poor battery life, the field of view, which is too narrow for vlogging, and the best ways to stabilize your footage, especially since using the active stabilization crops into the field of view, which makes it even narrower for vlogging. That video has received a lot of positive feedback, so I think I'm going to link it in the description of this video. And now back then I didn't even have the camera on hand, but I was able to address these shortcomings simply because the ZV1 uses the same 24 to 70mm f1.8 camera sensor as my RX100 Mark V. Since I posted that video, I decided to buy the camera for myself. And after getting a cage that is specifically designed for the ZV1, connecting it to either a power grip or installing a lipstick size power bank to the side, attaching the 52mm filter, and finally screwing on the wide angle lens, I can confirm that all the tips I gave you using the RX100 Mark V apply to the ZV1 as well. However, there's one topic that I wanted to cover in more detail, which is the audio. The ZV1 has a lot of options for recording audio, including a microphone port, a hot shoe mount, and even a very good built-in microphone. However, if you want to record the best audio possible, you need to use a good quality external microphone. And now I watched a lot of videos from other YouTubers about this topic, and everyone seems to be praising the Rode Wireless Go as the best microphone for this camera. Today I want to talk to you about what I think is the very best microphone you can get for the ZV1, and it is not the Rode Wireless Go. So before I get into the details, I want to tell you quickly what I'm looking for in a good microphone. So first, the audio quality must be very good, obviously. It needs to be small and compact, since we are talking about a vlogging setup here. It needs to have very long battery life. It needs to allow me to change the battery when it runs out of power. I want it to be completely wireless. It should allow me to record audio not only of myself, but also if I'm filming a vlog with another person, I want that person's audio to be recorded clearly as well. And lastly, I want to be able to monitor my audio. So we need to explore a way to add a headphone jack to the ZV1. And the very best microphone that I have used with the ZV1 is the Sony ECM-W1M wireless microphone system. I'm going to compare this microphone to the Rode Wireless Go and give you all the reasons why it is by far the best choice for audio for this camera. I'm going to start with the least important reason and go all the way up to the most important reason. So first, the Rode Wireless Go is called the Wireless Go, but if you think about it, it is not really wireless. You do have a cable that runs from the receiver into your camera and needs to be plugged in the whole time. Now, if you're using a camera like the Sony a6400, then this is not such a big deal because you can easily tuck this wire away by running it underneath the lens, for example. But on a camera like the ZV1, this wire is really annoying because the lens on the ZV1 extends and retracts every time you use it. And with the screen flipping out to the side, it will constantly get in the way. So the receiver on the Sony microphone actually plugs straight into the hot shoe mount of the camera. So that means you have no wires dangling around whatsoever, which makes it a lot cleaner solution. Next, the battery on the Rode Wireless Go is built into the receiver and the transmitter. That means if you run out of battery on either one, you simply can't use it anymore, or you will have to find and attach an external power bank to charge both devices while you're using them, which makes it very clunky and a hassle to use. On the Sony microphone, you don't have that problem because the receiver plugs straight into the camera, so it receives its power from the camera itself, so you will never have to worry about your receiver getting power. And the transmitter of the microphone actually uses a AAA battery, which lasts about 12 hours. If you ever do run out of battery, you can just swap it out for a fresh one, and if you forget to bring a spare battery, you can just stop by a gas station and pick up a 2-pack and you will be good for hours of recording. So also because the Rode Wireless Go has the battery built into the receiver and the transmitter, you can't ever change them once the batteries start to degrade over time, so you may end up having to buy a new system. With the Sony microphone, you will never have that problem because you can just throw away any old batteries and replace them with new ones for really cheap. The next reason is especially important for people who film vlogs together with another person, let's say their girlfriend or boyfriend, and you want to record good quality audio from both yourself and your partner. The problem with the Rode Wireless Go is that the audio is only being recorded by the transmitter, and you only get the one transmitter. So if you are holding the camera and your partner is wearing the transmitter, is a little bit further away from you, then your audio is going to be a little quieter, which makes it much more difficult to film a conversation between you two. And it is very difficult to try and fix this in your editing software because you don't have two separate audio clips of you and your partner that you can adjust to one another. Now you could get an audio splitter cable and basically use two Rode Wireless Go systems, but then you would have to sync the audio in post, and you would also have to spend double the money because you need two systems. Not to mention you would have to mount two receivers onto your ZV1, which makes this very clunky. Sony's microphone system actually has a solution to this problem. If you're just filming by yourself, then you don't need to do anything different than what you would do if you were using the Rode Wireless Go. But if you are filming together with your partner and you are holding the camera, there's a tiny little switch on the receiver. If you move that switch from the single position to the mono mix position, then what this will do is it will record the audio that is coming from the transmitter plus the audio that is being picked up by the receiver around the camera itself. So if you're out filming with your partner and they are a little bit further away from you, it will not matter, and the camera will pick up clean audio from both the person who is wearing the transmitter as well as the person who is holding the camera. So let's go outside and test this really quick. Alright, so for this first test we have the ZV1 on the tripod, and I have the slider on the microphone set to single, and that means you should only hear the recording that is coming from my transmitter. Alright, I'm going to be testing the audio that is only coming from the transmitter, so I'm going to be walking back, see how the audio quality changes as I get further away. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Gonna go around the corner. Testing. Can you still hear me? And coming back. Turning my back. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So this is basically how the audio will sound if you're just recording from the transmitter. Okay, next we're going to be recording audio from the receiver as well as the transmitter. So in this case we have the switch set to mono mix right here. So, and in order to do this test I'm going to be playing some music through this boombox, which basically replaces whoever's holding the camera, and I will continue talking to my transmitter, and we will see if we can hear both audio recordings at the same time. Alright, walking back. We have audio coming from the boombox next to the transmitter, the receiver, and I'm wearing the transmitter. You should be hearing both audios, which is perfect for people who want to do couple vlogging, having dialogues, not having to worry about audio degrading for one person. The last issue I want to address is probably the most important one for anyone who is worried about the quality of the audio recordings. The Sony ZV1 has lots of great options for audio, but it does not have a headphone jack, so you cannot monitor your audio. But guess what? The receiver as well as the transmitter both have a headphone jack. This is extremely helpful for making sure that your audio sounds great. I use it all the time to monitor the audio while I'm recording, and I can adjust the audio levels in the receiver by using the volume up and down buttons. Also, if you are filming with your partner and you want to film them from far away, if you and your partner both wear headphones, you can basically talk to each other from a long distance. Let's say you want your partner to move to a particular spot, you can just tell them, since they can hear your voice that is coming from the receiver if your partner wears headphones, that are plugged into their transmitter. Lastly, if you ever forget to bring the transmitter with you and you just want to film with the camera's built-in microphone or use the 3.5mm microphone jack, you do not have to unplug the receiver in order to do so. All you have to do is to make sure that it is turned off, and that's it. So I basically leave the transmitter on my ZV1 and never take it off. This microphone system from Sony also works with a whole bunch of other cameras. So if you have an A6400 or A6500 or any camera that has a hot shoe mount but no headphone jack to monitor your audio, this microphone system is a very elegant way to solve this problem. It was actually released way back in 2014, so who would have thought that this microphone would end up being the perfect audio solution for the ZV1 released in 2020. So this is basically all I wanted to talk to you about. I hope I was able to help you solve any problems that you may have had with your audio recordings using the ZV1. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you again in the future. Take care, guys.